I can't believe this is actually a real game being promoted of all places by Epic Game Stores. Relooted is the wokest, most racist stealing simulator I think I've ever seen. And it's not even close. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And of course, Epic Games would drop this on a Saturday to limit the kickback and flack that clearly they're going to be getting from the entire community, but that's not stopping people from pushing back regardless of that. There is a game being created by a studio apparently in Africa that is making a game trying to justify stealing back from the white man because white man bad, and apparently they colonized and stole things, and it's only just for black people to steal it back. Because, ethical stealing, because minorities and stuff, I guess. Are we really doing this? JT. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down the ridiculousness of one of the wildest game ideas I've ever seen, and this one might take the cake, even from Dustborn. And that's saying something. Well, that actually does it. Officially moving into the justified theft portion of the Marxist playbook. I am still in complete awe to just how this game even got greenlit in the first place. The Epic Game Store is now actively promoting a game called Relooted on X, an African-futurist heist game, as they say, where gamers are breaking into Western museums to steal, excuse me, reclaim what was rightfully theirs in the first place, because justified theft is fine if you can go back far enough and say, yeah, that's not really yours anyway, so we can take it back, but it's illegal for us to do it, so we're gonna have to break in and steal it. Do they really think people don't see exactly what they're trying to do with this propaganda right now? Because it couldn't be more clear. And what is it they want to steal? Real African artifacts. And yes, this game is real. And yes, it got funding somehow. And yes, again, Epic Games, of all companies, is the one pushing it, as if it's some sort of great cultural moment for gaming. But this ain't it, bro. Let's dive into what the Steam page says. It says, reclaim real African artifacts from Western museums in this African futurist heist game, recruit crew members, plan escape routes, acquire the precious cargo, and bounce out of the joint as fast as you can. And this is actually a real game. Again, I know I've said that like 12 times, but I keep going back to as many times as I've watched this trailer, I'm like, how did this get greenlit? Who approved this? Who thinks that there's a market for this? This is clear, pure DEI indoctrination trying to push racism and hatred as a selling point of your game. Like, sure, any game company is welcome to make whatever game they want to make, just like any YouTuber or gamer out there is welcome to take to social media and give their feedback on how ridiculous some ideas really are. This is what happens when DEI ideology and activist storytelling replaces actual developer creativity. The developers of this game is a South African studio named Nyamakop, proudly describing themselves as diverse and inclusive, as if that's some sort of credential for making a good game. Just because it's a diverse company doesn't necessarily translate into it makes it good or quality or a game people want to play. In fact, the way it's been going, I'd argue it's quite the opposite. But then looking at the team photo and they say it's diverse, and I'm like, how is this diverse? Just because it's got a couple white dudes and a couple girls in it and everyone else is black because it's in Africa, that makes it diverse? Why are we even using these words in the first place? Who cares? Their first title was called Semblance, and it was a massive failure, to put it nicely, with a max concurrent player count on SteamDB of just 63 people. And the game came out back in 2018. Ironically, they still haven't even updated their own website with this new game that's currently being worked on and actively promoted by Epic Games themselves on the Epic Games Twitter account, which has 5.5 million followers. Now, apparently, after the massive failure of the original game called Semblance, they're back now hiring even more employees, upwards of 30 people at the company. Who is greenlighting this? Who is backing it? Where's the money coming from and why? They already proven themselves to not be able to make a capable game in the first place originally, And yet somehow they're all failing upwards, making more money, bringing more people in, and getting promoted on the front page of Epic's Game Store. And they haven't even done anything or updated their website or proven what they can even make to make people excited about anything that's coming out of them. How does this keep happening? Building on our success of Semblance, Nyamakop has grown to 30 people working on our next project, making us one of sub-Saharan Africa's largest independent game developers. They're ready to unleash what is essentially a politically charged theft simulator glorifying looting under the guise of justice. And the internet, oh, it definitely noticed, where plenty of people are teeing off on the replies on X, where Muzumari says, "Let's make a game about African culture and the African experience. It's a looting simulator." Or, friend of the channel Levistro says, "This looks like Dustborn meets Concord in Dragon Age Veilguard. The profits are so going to skyrocket. In reverse." Or Powercake Greg, who says, "Thank you for confirming that Wokest and DEIst are indeed the real racists all along. I mean, we already knew that, but this is just," and shows a gif of the chef's kiss. Or we have Keith Woods, who says, "Black people start making their own video games. It's a theft simulator." I mean, honestly, you hate to say it, but the jokes write themselves with this kind of thing. If this is what diversity is supposed to stand for, and the first thing that comes out of a South African country is a theft simulator for black people, I'm like, really? Is this what we're doing? If anyone on the right were to ever make a game like this, it would be lambasted, completely destroyed by the woke journal mafia. But for some reason, because it's coming out of South Africa and it's friends with Epic Games and it's getting the stamp of approval from the Wokies, then this is perfectly fine. There's nothing to see here, guys. Just buy up this slop and ask for next product. Yeah, that's not going to be happening here. But that's the thing that I keep going back to. And it's the same thing that happened with Dustborn as well, where the game got funded and they didn't even care if they sold anything. It was all gravy. All the salaries were paid. It was from the Norwegian Film Institute for Dustborn. I don't know the specifics on the funding sources for Nyamakop specifically, but I'd imagine it's not being funded by player purchases, especially when you see the previous release and how it barely garnered any kind of following whatsoever. I don't know anyone in their right mind with money that would look at this company and say, yeah, let's fund them with another game because, of course, they failed so hard the first time that surely the next time they're going to do great. That flies completely in the face of what investing even is. So then you have to dive even deeper into who is funding these things, who is enabling it, why does it keep happening? Because at the end of the day, this is just more political propaganda and indoctrination and not video gaming. Once again, this shows the fundamental rot going on deep within modern game development. This isn't about honoring any kind of heritage or exploring culture. No, it's about pushing grievance politics and rewriting morality to fit an extremist worldview where crime becomes activism, and they can say, hey, it's all justified because activism for the right reasons, because of how it ended up in the first place there. The end justifies the means as us getting it back because it was never theirs in the first place, which, look, if this is what we're going to be doing with video games, clearly politics are getting a little bit too involved with them. It's the same tired playbook. Wrap the message in buzzwords like representation, reclamation, and justice. And you can market just about anything to the mainstream press as stunning and brave. But we all know and we see right through it. The community is already roasting the title before it even drops, and the combination of the Dustborn level cringe, Concord tier marketing, and blatant ideological pandering is the recipe for the perfect disaster. And I love seeing stuff like this come out because we can watch it burn as it comes out and be like, yeah, big shocker. Who's backing you? Who's paying your bills? Who is supporting all of these salaries for these companies that are making games that there's literally no one in the market to buy them? And let's not kid ourselves here. If the roles were reversed and someone made a heist game about stealing artifacts from African museums, the internet itself would melt down in minutes. But when it's framed as reclaiming stolen goods from the West, it's suddenly progressive. It's all okay, I guess, because socio-politically now, white man bad, and all actions against them are now justified. I mean, if you watch CNN long enough, you're gonna probably start thinking that. Relooted is what happens when cultural vengeance gets a game dev budget and zero editorial oversight. And Epic Games happily giving them a platform and promoting it on X is completely embarrassing. They should be ashamed of themselves. But this is Tim Sweeney's Epic Games we're talking about, and I wouldn't hold my breath on them having any kind of self-reflection for how ridiculous this really looks to the outside. Welcome to Gaming in 2025, where gameplay comes second and political indoctrination comes first. But gamers are fighting back, and slowly, day by day, we are taking back our games, and the activists hate us for it. In fact, you could even argue some of these activists are even suing some people because they don't like the standpoints that people have. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full article. I will link this in the description below. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching it. As always, you stay smashing.
Okay. What's this all about?
Treaties were signed, promises made and broken. Is it stealing to take back what was stolen?
Stolen? Who's stealing them?
Us.
Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT.